So welcome. Thank you, Whitney. Whitney is director of the Greater West Dayton Incubator and marketer extraordinaire. So we're very excited to have her on today to talk reels and holiday promotion. So thank you all for jumping in to participate and launch into the holidays. That is our buy local, shop local campaign that we do throughout the holidays, trying to promote our small business community. So folks shop with you instead of the big box stores. So we're excited to have you. And this year, we're all making reels together. So Whitney is here to talk about what to include, some tips and tricks. And then if you've got any questions, she can help you with that as well. So Whitney, I'll hand it over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Audrey, and hello to everyone who was on. I know we have a small group today, but really quickly, if you guys have the ability in the chat, if you can share with me if you've ever made an Instagram reel before. So I want to make sure that we've all done it before. And if we have not done it before, it just allows me to know what bases I would want to make sure that I cover today. So if you can respond in the chat, either yes or no, that would be very helpful. So I see a yes from Whit. I see a yes from Jasmine. Ariana and Latoya, how about you guys? All right, so we have 50% in our group who says yes. So I'm going to assume that I need to cover most of my bases today. So I want to get started really quickly with Instagram Reels. Being a part of this launch into the holidays campaign, I think it's a great opportunity for your business because it's going out to the Launch Dayton network. I know that Audrey will probably promote this via email as well, in addition to social media, and the Launch Dayton email network is very vast. So this is a great opportunity to get some eyeballs on your business. So if you've never done an Instagram reel before, I kind of want to do a quick tutorial. Hopefully you guys are able to look at my phone once I go into the Instagram reels. And what I'll do, since my background is blurred and I don't want it to affect my experience, I'm going to unblur my background so you're able to see me a little bit better. Awesome. All right, so I am here. Let me go to the Greater West Dayton Incubators page. So I'm here on my Instagram. Can everyone see it okay? If you can just type yes, that'd be helpful. I see a head nod from Audrey, so that works. So what you want to do on your Instagram is you want to click the little plus button at the top of your screen. And it's going to ask you if you want to create a reel, a post, a story, a highlight, live guide. So you want to select reel. And so with your reel, you could do it two different ways. So you can record the reel in real time, or you can pre-record a video and add music to it. Typically, I like to pre-record a video and then add music. That's something that's a little bit more easier for me. Also, the other piece of it with sound is very important. So the trick with Instagram Reels is to make sure that you're looking for a trending sound. So a trending sound is essentially a sound that you find that's very popular. A lot of people are making reels in accordance to that sound. So to give you an idea of how to find a trending sound, I'm going to go out of the Instagram Reels. I'm going to go to our Explore page, which is the little magnifying glass at the bottom. And so I'm going to click on one of the reels. So if you see it at the bottom, there's a small arrow at the right. It's trending upwards to the right. So that lets you know that it is a trending sound and that you are able to use it. I highly encourage you, if you're creating a reel, to use some level of a trending sound in the background. If you have a voiceover where you're actually going to talk over your reel, I would try to find a trending instrumental. So that's essentially music that doesn't have any words going with it. So it has like a nice background music to your voiceover, but ultimately finding that trending sound is something that's going to help amplify the reach of your video. So I do want to stress that that's most important. Another big thing that I think is very important, if you're someone who's new, obviously you want to make sure that you're recording vertically and not horizontally. I see people do that sometimes when they're first getting started. You definitely want to make sure that you're following just kind of the dimension of how the reel should go. So always make sure that you're recording in a vertical lens as well. If you don't have a tripod, make sure that, if you have someone holding it for you, that they have steady hands, it's not shaky. You want to make sure that your video quality is also really good as well. So I want to go back to Reels just so you guys can get a good sense of it. So we're going to go back to the plus button. We're going to go ahead and make a reel. I'm going to choose an existing video that was inside of my phone. So I just bought a Cricut the other day. So I've been playing with some craft materials. So you're going to see me play with something. So this is my Cricut. So I'm going to use this video. This video is about 13 seconds long. You'll notice that on the side it says speed. So if you want to speed up your video, you have the opportunity to do so. If you want to slow down the video, you can also make it slower as well. So you have those abilities here with the clip. You can also modify the length of the clip. So if you don't want to use the entire clip, let's say in the beginning you said something you shouldn't have said, or something at the end you want to take off, you have that ability to make the clip as long or as short as you would like for it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and use the 13 seconds of the clip, and I'm going to add it. And so you can add additional clips. So you can always go back to your camera roll by clicking this little button below on the left-hand side with the plus, and you can grab additional video, or you can actually, again, record a video in real time. And you can do that by pressing the middle button. Trying to make sure you guys can see it. Hopefully you're able to see it.
And I think for this particular one, they'll want to do this in stories in order to add that overlay and then move it into Reels.
Well, actually, I'll show you.
Oh, okay.
So I think there's a way to show you as well. So I'm going to go next. Let me click here really fast. Yep, you're right. So if you were here, now you're kind of in your editing mode. So if you want to add music or a sound, you can go here at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and click the little music at the top. It's like a little music note. And then I'm going to hit controls. So I don't want to use my camera volume. So I'm going to turn that volume all the way down. I'm going to click done. And then again, you can do a voiceover. So I'll do a voiceover just to show you guys if you want people to hear the personality of your voice. Hey everybody, this is Whitney Barkley from the Greater West Dayton Incubator, and I'm playing with the Cricut. This is a brand new device that I'm using to cut new items that I'm going to use to make mugs, flyers, candles, and more. So that was just a quick audio that you'll see. What I did is I held the red button down as I recorded through the audio. So I'm going to go ahead and click done. You can save this. Go back. And so remember when I told you guys to find an instrumental, so you can go ahead and look for an instrumental that will go with your video. So I'm going to choose, let's see, this one has a nice, this has 94,000 reels. So I'm going to try this one. So you can choose the part of the audio that you want by kind of scrolling through at the bottom to find the area that you like to use. So obviously my voice is competing with the music. So you want to control the volume. So you want to go back to your controls. And make mugs, flyers, candles, and more. So I'll turn the volume down of the music. So you're able to actually hear me speak now. So when the video starts over, you'll be able to hear me a little bit better. Okay. So we're done with that. So it's going to start over. Hey everybody, this is Whitney Barkley from the Greater West Dayton Incubator, and I'm playing with the Cricut. This is a brand new device that I'm using to cut new items that I'm going to use to make mugs, flyers, candles, and more. So I'm going to stop it. So that is how you add audio. So if you wanted to do a voiceover in music, you're able to do that. If you don't want to do a voiceover, you can most certainly find a song in this music category. And again, if you look for that arrow, it'll tell you if a song is actually trending. So again, that's something that's very important. The other piece of it is if you'd like to add text to the video. So you can click on the two A's. There's like two A's in the right-hand corner. And then you can say support my small business for hashtag launch into the holidays. So you can put some text to give context to it. There are some people, for example, if you wanted to put a caption to the video where the words pop up as you're speaking, you can create a caption. So let's see if it'll generate. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it won't. Looks like fortunately it probably will generate it for me once it's done. Did it do it? So this may be an instance where it's not going to support, but typically if you want to put captions under the video, if you go to that this is kind of like your menu of different options. So you can add different stickers and different effects to your video. And if you click on captions, typically it will allow you to do so. So one thing that Audrey mentioned that I do want to mention to you guys as well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save this video. So I'm going to download it. And what we have is a filter that you would like to use for the video. So the video helps brand the launch into the holidays piece. And so I'm going to go back. And I see that the video has saved. Let's see. Yep, so my video has saved here. So I'm going to come out of it. And I'm going to save the draft. So I'll come back to this as well. So what Audrey was referring to is in order for you to add let's see, can we go over the trending sounds? We have our account set up as a business. I save them. Yes. Okay. Absolutely, Jasmine. I'll come right back to your question. So going back to adding the overlay. So what you want to do is to go to your story feature. So same thing that we did before. We click the plus at the top of our profile. We click on story. We select our video. So what you would like to do is go to the sticker at the top, and then at the bottom, there should be a little icon that has like a photo. It looks like a little picture. So you want to click on that. And then what you want to do before you get to the step is to save the PNG file that Audrey sent of the launch into the holidays overlay. And then you can select the overlay and then you can put it on top of your video. So now you're able to see it on top of the video. One of the things that you might want to keep in mind with the length of the video, this probably will support a 15-second video because you notice, I think I extended my video in slow motion. So I think I did about 30 something seconds. So you see that it kind of segmented the video out. So I think a best practice for you guys, if you can create a 15-second video, and then once you go to the stories, it'll be a lot easier to use. So I'm going to go ahead and save this particular one. So it's saved to my device. So I'll go back. And then going back to your story. So you're going to go back to Instagram Reels, click on Reels. If you click on adding a new video, you'll see that you have a draft. So I'm going to click on the draft that I had originally. And then if you click edit, it'll take you back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my 15-second video. I'm going to add my 15-second video.
Dayton Incubator, and I'm playing with the Cricut. This is a brand new device that I'm using to cut.
Go back.
That I'm going to use to make mugs, flyers, candles, and more.
So at the bottom, what I did is I clicked on it, and you see I have two different clips. So I'm going to get rid of this first clip and delete it. And so I kept this piece.
Hey everybody, this is Whitney Barkley from the Greater West Dayton Incubator, and I'm playing with the Cricut. This is a brand new device that I'm using to cut new items that I'm going to use to make mugs, flyers, candles, and more.
So now,
everybody, this is Whitney Barkley from the Greater.
So now you have your, if you guys can see it, now you have your overlay, you have your video, your audio, and this happened on accident. My captions, I typically would move it out of the way, but it's actually conflicting with the words. But we have both the captions and the text that I would want to use. And so one of the most important things is like, once you get your video to where you want it to be, if you go to next, this is the most important part. And this will be helpful for launch Dayton. So when you guys get to the part where you have to put in your caption to talk about, you know, your small business and where you get to tag folks, you want to click on tag people, but the big piece of this is click invite collaborator. So whenever you invite a collaborator, make sure that you're inviting Launch Dayton to become the collaborator, because what ends up happening is when you post the video, their name will show up on your profile, and then your video will also show up on the Launch Dayton profile. So we want it to do that, so that is not only is your video exposed to your followers and people who are following the category that you're in, but this will also be exposed to the Launch Dayton network as well. So anyone who's following that page will be able to access and view your video because it will show up in their feed. So that's probably one of the most important things that you want to do. So you can also tag other people as well if you'd like. Something else that's important that I think, make sure you put your location. That's very important since we're trying to get people to shop local businesses. Putting Dayton is probably a good idea to do. Let me see, is there anything else? Okay, this account. So some of you guys, so I know like on my personal creator account, I have a topics tab. Depending on how your business account is set up, you may have a business account, you may have a creator account. If yours is set up as a creator account, it may say add topics. And so there are topics that says like small business, entrepreneurship. So feel free to add any topics that are relevant for your business if your account is set up as a creator account. And so once you put everything in, you add your location, you put your caption, you can say, you know, excited to collaborate with Launch Dayton for launch into the holidays. I'm pretty sure Audrey may have some examples of captions that you're able to use. And if you don't, I can help you create those as well. But essentially that is how you set up a reel. And then once you're done, you would just share it. And then that particular reel will, of course, go out into the world. So I think the biggest things that I want you to take away from this, 3 really big things is you want to make sure that you're looking for a trending sound. Trending sounds are going to be really important to expand the reach. I would say the second thing that's most important is to make sure that you're adding the overlay. The overlay helps brand the campaign. And again, once you've kind of edited your video and identified the video, you download it, put it in your stories, and then you have to re-download it again and upload it back to your reel. It sounds like a lot of work. There are some apps where you're able to do that. Like if you don't feel like going back and forth in Instagram, there are other apps like InShot where you can put that overlay and you can edit all of your video at once and then just upload it to Instagram to post. So if you're not familiar with InShot, it's a free app. And if you don't want to deal with the back and forth, I think it's another great recommendation. And then the other piece of it is making sure that when you go to tag people, that you don't just tag Launch Dayton, but you invite them as a collaborator. Inviting them as a collaborator will allow it to show up on their page as well. So I know I said a mouthful, y'all, lots of back and forth. I know Jasmine had a question. Well, was there any other questions before I move on to her question? All right, cool. Okay, so Jasmine's question is, can we briefly go over how to get the trending sounds? We have our account set up as a business account. I save them, but if I don't use it, it'll get lost or refreshed. Okay, Jasmine, are you on still?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so when you tell me what you mean, are you saying like sounds that are like music, like popular music, or sounds that are like people, you know, doing creative, fun sounds?
Sounds that are like popular music, like they're trending or something like that. Like sometimes they won't even offer me to like say it right off the back. I have to keep clicking the sound at the bottom of other people's videos to hopefully find like the original sound and then save it. But like if I don't use it within like 3 days or so, it'll like refresh and I won't be able to use it at all.
So okay, let me ask you a question. So when you look for the sounds, talk me through the process. Where do you go?
So usually when I look for the sound, I'll click the sound in the bottom right, and then and then from there, sometimes it'll give you like an option to like use this audio, and then
Can you see my
sometimes
phone?
like let me see.
Can you see my phone screen?
Oh yeah, I can see.
Okay, so I'm going to click on the trending. Okay, so you said click on the sound at the bottom, right?
Yeah.
And then it says save audio or use audio. So you click on save audio. Okay. And so when you go to get the audio, where do you go to recover the audio?
So when I go get the audio, I'll go on my main page, and then like I'll do it as if I'm, you know, creating like the video, and then from there it'll have like the sounds, and the little tab where it says save sounds,
Mhm.
I'll click on that, and then from there it'll just be blank.
Let me ask you a question. When you look up save sounds, do you ever go this way? So like if you click on your profile, then click the 3 lines on the right-hand side and then click save. Do you ever go through it that way?
No, I don't.
So if you can do that real quick to see if you can maybe recover some of the sounds that you don't see.
Okay. Let me
So
try
go
this.
to your profile, click on the little 3 lines at the top right-hand corner. Then click save. So the save button is essentially where, like, if you ever save a post or if you save audio, it'll save all of it in that little section.
Yep, it's there. Wow.
Okay. So yeah, so if you go there, I don't know why it messes up the other way, but that's normally how I access sounds if I look for them.
Okay. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Good question. Good question. Any other questions?
Whitney, is it also possible for folks to record if they want to like be on screen to record in the story tab versus recording in Reels and then story, then Reels? Can you start with the story and then just add?
Yeah, you totally can. I mean, it's just totally what's easiest for you. I just started in Reels if people had never did it before.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
I mean, that is another alternative method. I mean, if you want to record in your stories and then later save the story to post to your Reel, you can totally do that as well.
Okay. And
That is
then
also an
what's some good stuff for people to include in their Reels? Like if they've got products, should they be showing how they make it? Should they be showing it off in use? Should people like hop on the screen and be like, hey, I'm Audrey and this is my business before jumping into a product? Or sort of what's some good storyboarding for the Reels?
So I think with that, it really depends on your personality. I know there are some people who are like, don't put me on a camera screen. I don't want to be seen. So if you're one of those people, it may be good to kind of do some, showing how you're making the product, like actually showing your hands and showing how the product is made. If you're someone who's more like in your face, like, hey, I'm Whitney Barkley, check out this journal that I created, then you can be that person. So it really just depends on what your personality is. I know there are some people who they don't mind being on camera, but they hate the sound of their voice. So, you could record yourself actually making the product. If you can also show yourself using the product, that I think that's also something that could be really beneficial. I would also say that, if you are if making the product, using the product, you could talk about the benefits of a product. If your product is solving like any type of misconceptions in a certain industry, or maybe you talk about the benefits of using your product, you totally can do that. If you have someone who can give a testimonial, I think testimonials are always really good as well. I'm thinking what else. You can always talk about your why, your behind the scenes. If you're running any special promotions or deals for the holidays, I think that's another great opportunity to show that as well. I would say you could do a day in the life post would be really good. So you can show literally how you go from conception to getting the product into a customer's hand. If you guys are doing any type of vending events or anything that are coming up, I would set up a camera to show just kind of the traction and things that you're doing at those particular events as well. And I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Yeah, I think, those are kind of the main ones. I would encourage you, like if you're comfortable making Reels and if you can make them frequently, Audrey, I don't know if you have a limit, but, I say the more, the better. Just as a business owner, I feel like you should always be creating content anyway. So as a part of this campaign, for the duration of this campaign, even if, if you're creating a video, I would highly encourage you to tag Launch Dayton so you can maximize the exposure. I know from our end, from the Greater West Dayton Incubator, we'll be sharing the Reels that you guys post. So we'll be posting it to our stories as well. And we'll also share with our email newsletter. So, we want to give you the maximum exposure. So to me, the more content, the better. So, and that's just coming from a content creator, but I know that it helps with the exposure. And if you're not already familiar with Reels and not doing them, I think the more that you do them, the easier they become to do overall. I know that we just had someone just join. Hey, Justin, I don't know if you had any questions about Reels, Justin, but I just wanted to make sure I answered them before we get into anything else.
Oh, thanks, Whitney. Yeah, sorry, just hopped in here late. Yeah, I'm not really doing a whole lot of Reels. I'm interested in doing a YouTube short though. I think my business is a little bit different. I don't have a product offering. It's more of services. And I'm not really thinking that Instagram is where my customers are, but a YouTube short is what I want to do. So anyway, that's why I'm here.
Oh, no, it's no worries. Well, we pretty much just went over how to create an Instagram reel. I know shorts are very similar as far as the concepts. Audrey, can they participate on YouTube as well? Does Launch Day have a YouTube page?
We do have a YouTube. Yeah. I don't know how the collaboration, it's not something that I've done before.
So I think that's something worth exploring. I mean, and even Justin, even if you can send whatever shorts that you create to Audrey, maybe you guys can post it. Maybe you can create a playlist and post any ones. But I'm just trying to think about how you could potentially leverage YouTube, because this is Instagram. And are you also asking people if they have a Facebook? Because you can do the reels on Facebook as well. So are you asking for Facebook reels as well?
We were focused on Instagram. We could do Facebook Reels. We were planning to take there were some additional questions in the sign up form. And so we were planning to take those questions to create little like highlight posts for the other social media channels as well.
Okay, perfect. Good. Were there any other questions, you guys?
I was gonna say, it is something in the past couple of years that we've done this. We were doing like lives over lunchtime. So this is our first time trying the reels. So let us know what works and what doesn't as you're participating. But one thing that was always popular was when people would give us like a little kind of a sneak peek tour of their working space or of their shop. So if you're someone that has like a storefront, feel free to like lean into that and show off your shop a little bit too, as part of your recording.
Yeah, people really love seeing people's workspaces. I'm not sure why, but that is a very popular. If you can show where you work or how you work.
Feels like you're getting a sneak peek into something, I think.
Audrey, are there any other, I know Launch Into the Holidays is one hashtag. Does Launch Dayton have any other hashtags that will be preferred for the group to use?
Hashtag launch DYT is another one that we use across all of our posts. So use that one, throw that one into your captions as well. And yeah, I'll work with Whitney and whip up a few caption ideas. And I'll send that out in the email to everybody along with this recording today.
Perfect. Cool. Well, if you guys don't have any other questions, I think that's it for me. But I'm accessible. If something pops up in the middle of the night, don't email me in the middle of the night, but I will get with you the next morning. I will well, I think Audrey, when you follow up, just make sure you send them my information. And I'm more than happy to meet with you guys one-on-one or however it is, whatever it is that you need to get it done.
Thank you so much, Whitney. I'm also on the other end of all the emails. So if you've got any questions or run into anything as you're actually getting your recording going, yeah, ping me. I'll help as much as I can. I'll tap Whitney in if I can't answer a question. We don't do a ton of reels on the Launch Dayton platform yet, so we're learning as we go as well. So we're excited for this campaign too. So thank you, Whitney, for your expertise. Thanks everyone for jumping on and for being a part of the holiday campaign. We're really excited to promote you. We do still have a few spots left for folks if they want to participate. So if you've got friends who are doing reels or who want to do reels or know that they should and don't know where to start, encourage them to sign up and jump into this as a way to give it a try and get some instant support from us resharing it. So send folks our way. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Have a good day, everybody.